A 7-year-old male patient presents to the clinic for routine dental examination. He has history of frequent snacking and sugary beverages. Intraoral examination shows multiple pit and fissure caries and subsurface enamel porosity which manifest as milky white opacity. Now this is visible in the given image. You can see multiple white opacities are present on the tooth. Now the question is asking us that tactile probing should not be used in this case because of all of the following except. Now as we all know that we use visual and tactile probing in order to determine the presence of caries or any discontinuity or break in the continuity of the enamel. So it is asking us that this should not be done in this case, and it's asking us that all of the following are reasons to not do it except one. So let us look at all the options one by one and try to make sense of them. The first one says, insertion of the explorer into the suspected lesion will disrupt the surface layer which is covering the very early lesion and thereby eliminate the possibility for remineralization of the decalcified area. Now what does this mean? As we know that caries is a slow process, and the initial stages of caries are still reversible. The top layer before cavitation has occurred is the layer that becomes soft. If the if the situation improves, there is chances of remineralization of this layer. So there is chances that this layer could still remineralize. However, if we place an explorer into this area and remove that surface layer because of tactile probing, then the chance of remineralization has been eliminated and a cavity could develop there. So this is one of the reasons why tactile probing should not be used in this case. So this seems like a correct reason to not do tactile probing. The next option says, probing of lesions and suspected lesion results in transport of cariogenic bacteria from one area to another. Now, as we know that caries occurs because of cariogenic bacteria such as streptococcus. Obviously if we place an explorer tip into a suspected lesion or a lesion and we are using that same explorer tip on some other tooth, so whatever bacteria was latched onto the explorer from the previous lesion is going to get transported onto another tooth. So this again is a reason to not do tactile probing. The next option says that frank lesions requiring restoration are generally apparent visually without the need for probing. So frank lesions are nothing but cavitated lesions or cavities which are seen in the oral cavity. Now if cavity is already been formed, that is going to be visible even without the use of probe, because we can maximum the cavity could probably be covered by some food debris. So that could easily be removed with a three-way using either air or water. So again, this seems like a valid reason why we should not do tactile probing, because if there is a frank lesion, it is apparent visually. The last option says that it may induce spontaneous bleeding. Now this is a very doubtful option, because why would tactile probing induce bleeding on a tooth where you're doing which is just hard tissue probing? So unless there is a pulp polyp or there is some sort of soft tissue trauma, there would not be bleeding. So since here we are only checking the tooth with a probe, there is no reason for spontaneous bleeding to occur. So this does not seem to be the correct answer. So here they have asked us tactile probing should not be used because of all of the following except. So this is this option that does not make sense why we should not do tactile probing. Hence this is the answer for our question.